temperature is, what was I say? After 10 minutes, the temperature is 160 degrees. So this big T is 160 degrees after T equals 10 minutes. So I got 160 degrees equals temperature surrounding area, which is the oven. That's 400, right? So that's 400 plus the original temperature, which was what, 50, minus 400 e to the negative k times 10, which is 10 minutes. 10k it will become. So I get 160 equals 400 plus, or that's going to become negative 350 e to the negative 10k. All right, you got to watch. I said this before. You cannot take 400 minus 350 because 350 is attached to the e to the power. Okay, so you got to move the 400 by subtracting. So we'll subtract 400. And let's go negative 240 equals negative 350, bless you, e to the negative 10k. Divide by negative 350. I'm just going to reduce that as a fraction. Negative divided by negative will give me 24 over 35 equals e to the negative 10k. All right. Once you hit that point, you can convert to ln form. Okay, because you got e to the power equals a constant. So I can write this as natural log of 24 over 35 equals negative 10. Okay. Divide by negative 10. Now you can either leave it in this exact form, okay, or round it to 6 decimals. I'll give you that option on the test. ln 24 divided by 35 equals divided by negative 10. 0.037729. 0.037729. Here's what I got. Anybody get that? Okay, yeah, a couple of head nods. Now, once we have that, let me go 0.03k equals 0.037729. What do they ask us to find? Time, right? The time that it takes to go to 220 degrees. So this isn't exactly the same as that first one. We're not plugging in a time, we're finding a time. So this time T is 220, and I don't know what the minutes are. So that's what I'm going to look for. So I'm going to set this up. Let me go this. It's 220. Okay, that's going to be this time here. And then this part here is going to be the same. I'll write it out anyway. 400 plus 50 minus 400 e to the negative kt. And I'm not going to plug in the k just yet. All right, if I subtract 400, bless you, that negative 180 equals negative 350 e to the negative kt. Divide by negative 350. 18 over 35 equals e to the negative kt. Well, again, convert to ln form. You can convert to ln form once you get to this point. So natural log of 18 over 35 equals negative k times t. Well, now I'm going to substitute in the k. Point, what was it, 0.037729. Oh, it's right there. 0.037729 times t. Divide by that. And let's see what we get here. Natural log, 18 divided by 35. Okay, divided by negative 0.037729. 17.6. All right. All right, so there you go. So T equals 17.6 minutes. All right, good. Now, all right, take a look at your answers, because a lot of those were evens. And the ones I looked at were good. Okay, for the most part. The ones I looked at were good. So 106 should be 21 hours. The main things I was really looking at 38 and 42. Those are the ones I kind of stopped at and wanted to take a look at. And then also you're going to have to do the approximate. The approximate is the decimal. Okay, the approximate is the decimal. And then the exact has the logs in it. You can, if it's flipped, you can have log of 7 over 30 divided by log of 4/3. That's equivalent. Okay, the fraction is flipped. You just move your x to the different side, and I did absolutely fine for that. If you don't get that answer, though, then we need to make sure we'll take a look at it, or ask me here at the end. I'm going to go through the review. I want to get through that first. We actually do one similar to 38 or 42 in there. Maybe that'll help you a little bit if you did miss it. Anything, though, other than 38 or 42, like 76 or I don't know why I got those reversed. You didn't have to do 76, did you? So 78 or 68, anything there? Okay, those are two answers. Yeah, and then for 68 and 78, there was an answer you had to throw out. Should be getting two answers. You had to throw out. Don't ignore that 76. You didn't have to do that. All right, we're going over a couple things here. Kind of pay attention. You're not going to have time to write everything down. It will be on Canvas, so you can go back and look at it. Okay, definitely. But here's no calculator test. They're both going to be 50 points. Okay, so a total of 100. We did this the other day. We'll do it again. Prove the product property in base 10. Okay, it'll just say prove that. So we're going to have that. Graph exponential and log functions, including transformations. Those are on the quiz. Okay, those first, you're going to get the same thing. They're going to be base 2. For those, I'm not going to throw log base 3 of x at you, or I'm not going to throw 3 of the x. They're going to be, there's your parent functions, transformations from there. Solving equations by rewriting in the same base. Okay, so right here, you got to have like 2, make that 2 cubed, make that 2 squared. Understand how to do that. Expanding, condensing. Okay, so using your properties. Okay, you take, if something's has a plus in it, you can write it as a product. If something's a product, you can make it a sum. And then basically evaluating log expressions, which you had like 8 or 9 of those on the one page. Log base 3 of 1/9. What is that? Well, that's -2. Okay, so that would be the no calculator. Calculator, I'll give you the formulas. Okay, you're going to have some problems like the quiz, compound interest, continuous compounding. Exponential and log equations, those are like the last 2 sections. Okay, all of those. And then application problems, Newton's law of cooling, half-life problems. Okay, so you had like a couple half-life problems on the one page, and then we did a Newton's law of cooling today. All right, let's go through a couple things. Prove that. I'll go through it with you in a second, but I'll give you first shot. How many steps are there? 6 steps. Gotta have them all. Gotta have them all. Good. Okay. Yeah, come. I'll be over. I think if there's a study hall in here, that's fine. That'll work perfect, actually. We'll do the no calculator. That's no problem. Actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You want to do the calculator ones? And then you'll have to get yours early.
Actually, yeah.
Let's do that. All right, now don't get stuck on the first step. So it's gonna say this: proof log of mn equals log of m plus log of n. And the first step is right there. Okay. So you got to make sure you get that first step down. You still let x equal log of m, y equal log of n. Okay. Second one. Okay, second step. Convert to exponential form. You don't necessarily need to number your steps, but that helps you find exponential form. So this is 10 to the x equals m, and 10 to the y equals n. Okay, once you have that, then this is where we get that product involved. We multiply m times n, and using that step above, it's going to equal, so m times n has to equal 10 to the x times 10 to the y, because those are equivalent to m and n respectively. So it's going to be 10 to the x times 10 to the y. Now you got to be real clear here when you use this property, m times n, when you take 10 to the x times 10 to the y, you add the powers together. So it will become 10 to the x plus y. Got it? 10 to the x plus y. And now convert back to log form. Convert back to log form. Log of mn equals the power, which is x plus y. And now lastly, you replace. We let x equal log of m, and we let y equal log of n. So replace that, done, finished. Okay. So first question tomorrow, right there. Got it, 6 points. All right, so you know you're going to have that. Okay. You will see some true false. I honestly don't remember which section it's on. Probably the no calculator part. I'll take a peek here in a second. All right, take a look at 1, 2, and 3. See if you're true. See what you put down. True or false? No calculator part. Looks like. No calculator part.
Keep thinking about getting in my pocket still.
Yeah. All right, what do you think about that first one, Josh?
I said false.
You said false. Okay, he's correct. Okay, that is false. Because the way this is written, this would be that squared would only go to the x. So if you're going from left to right, you could say ln of x squared y in that direction. If you had put a parentheses around here, then that would be correct. All right. How about log of 3 to the x equals log of 3 plus log of x? Colton.
I said true.
Said true. Okay, good. That was true. Okay, that's just your product property. Okay. And all right, how about the third one? What do you think about that one? False. Okay, they're kind of mixing up that if it was a power, you can't put a 5 out in front. Okay, if it's a power, you can't. All right, so that's false. Take a look at 4, 5, and 6. Now, 6 is an example of condensing. So I'm just basically saying, hey, is that answer right? Okay. All right, number 4. Carlos, what do you think?
False.
He says false. Correct. Carlos, what should it say? Starting on the left-hand side. So what should the right hand say to make it true?
Log of 15 minus log of x.
Good. If it said log of 15 minus log of x, okay, then that would be correct. All right. What about next one? All right, let's take a look at that one. Any volunteers? No? True. True. Now, here's what's going on. It is 4 times the log base 5 of 5. Okay, if you're saying that's what it should be, you're correct. But what's the log base 5 of 5? Saying 5 to what power equals 5? That gets replaced with a what? 1. So this equals 1. Plus, we also had the property. Okay, we've also had, that's one of our properties, the log base a of a to the x equals x. So that's automatically going to be true, okay, in terms of that. And then 6, I don't know if you had a chance to get there. That is true. Remember, do not do the plus first and then do the minus. You work left to right. Work left to right. And so that will be natural log. That's going to be x cubed over y squared plus natural log of z. Gotta write it. You cannot give me like this. You gotta simplify it to one single fraction. Okay, condense it all the way to one single fraction. X cubed z over y squared. All right, so some true false ones that you gotta be careful of. All right, this is the one, no calculator. Solve the equation by rewriting both sides as powers of the same base. Okay, so I'll give you those directions. Okay. Two to the 9 minus 3x times 4 to the x plus 3 equals 8 to the 2x minus 1. We've done similar ones. I don't know if we've done any with 3 different terms. I know we've definitely done 2 terms, which you should have been familiar with. I don't know if we've done 3. So start with a 2. I can't change that base. Okay, so leave it. So 2 to the 9 minus 3x times 4, which is 2 squared, 2 to the x plus 3 equals 2 cubed, okay, to the 2x minus 1. Good for that. Now the first one, nothing you can do. The 2 to the 9 minus 3x, you leave that. Multiply the other ones. So I got 2 to the 9 minus 3x times 2, multiplied, you got to distribute 2x plus 6 equals 2 to the 6x minus 3. All right, there's something we got to do here on this left-hand side. I need to make it just a single to the power. Okay, single to the power. What do I do to those exponents, though? Remember what we do? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide them. Add them. Okay, add them, because that goes back to our rules with the common bases. So this becomes 2. Negative 3x plus 2x is negative x. 9 plus 6 looks like it gives me 15 equals 2 to the 6x minus 3. All right, we'll see. Now you take negative x plus 15 equals 6x minus 3, and then you solve that. And if it comes out to a decimal, just keep the answer as a fraction, because like I said, you don't have your calculator with you. So if I 15, if I add x equals 7x minus 3, add 3, 18 equals 7x, x equals 18 over 7. Absolutely leave it like that. Okay, absolutely. Now this is one, like I said, this is one like 38 and 42. Find the exact and approximate answer for the following rounded to 3 decimal places. All right. If you think you are good, I'm going to give you about a head start here, and then I'll pick up. Like I said, if you're not quite sure. So if you're not quite sure, just get it written down. Do the first step or so. If you think you're got it, go ahead and roll with it, and then I'll catch up to you. And actually, I'll show you the answer here before I get going. You need to distribute. You need to make those in parentheses. You distribute your log of 3 to both. I don't think you did that. All right, let me give you the answers so you kind of know where you're heading. Okay. I got negative 18.631. Okay, so if you get that, you're good. And then the exact, I got log of 108 over log of 7/9. So log of 108 over log of 7/9. All right, now let me go through it. If you got those, you should be confident. You're good. Here, this 4 doesn't really do much to divide. Actually, that's probably going, you could. It's just going to be messier, I think. So I take the log of both sides. Log of 4 times 3 to the 2x plus 3. I'm taking that log of the entire thing, so put it in parentheses. Log of 7 to the x. Cannot take this out in front yet. Since it's a product, I split it up into log of 4 plus log of 3 to the 2x plus 3. I can take this x out in front because it is a power at this point. So I can do that. So I got that. Log of 4, that's a constant. No x is involved with that one. Log of 3 to that power, 2x plus 3. Take the entire 2x plus 3 out in front of the log of 3. So I get log of 4 plus 2x plus 3 times log of 3 equals x times log of 7. Okay. Now I put that in parentheses to remind me I got to distribute that log of 3. So now I got log of 4 plus 2x log of 3 plus 3 log of 3 equals x times log of 7. So I got 4 terms. 2 of the terms have an x. I need to get everything with an x on one side, everything else on the other. The easiest way is to subtract this 2x log of 3. So subtract 2x log of 3 and then I get log of 4 plus 3 log of 3 equals x times log of 7 minus 2x log of 3. At this point, I factor out an x on that right-hand side. Log of 4 plus 3 log of 3 equals x, and that becomes log of 7 minus 2 log of 3. Divide by that. Make sure you get that answer when you divide. Sometimes a lot of times there's a calculator error. If you input correctly, you don't put a parentheses in there right. Got to make sure that you can go from this step to get the actual answer. Don't just watch me do it or let your neighbor do it. Make sure you type everything in right. And let's see here. Log of 4. Now I like to do the numerator, plus 3 log of 3, and get that answer, and then divide it, but you got to make sure you put the denominator in parentheses. Log of 7, close that, minus 2 log of 3, and I got negative 18.631. Okay, so make sure you get that. Exact form. You got to have to list both. I'll be very clear on the test when you do that. So for this first one, so I got x equals, let me just take anything that is a coefficient out in front and make it a power. So this 3 will become a power here. That becomes log of 7 minus log of 3 squared. Okay, this 2 becomes a power. So when you condense it, exact form, a single log on top, single log on bottom. So this becomes log, I'll just take my time here, plus log of 27 over log of 7 minus log of 9. So I took those to the power. 3 cubes, 27. 3 squares, 9. If it's a plus, what do we got to do to those two constants? Multiply them. 4 times 27 is 108. 7 log of 7 minus log of 9. Divide. Just leave it. 7 ninths. Log of 7 ninths. Okay. Now, so you got to get the same answer. I do log, not tangent. Log 108 divided by log of 7 ninths. Okay. You can wait to do the decimal until you get here. The only problem with that is if you make a mistake in converting from this to that form, then your decimal will be wrong and your exact answer will be wrong. Okay, so if you're good with typing it in here, okay, once you get this here, as long as you type it in correct, that decimal will be correct. So you just got to be careful with that. Okay, I'm going to give you. This is from the book. This is, I guess you could call it a practice test. It's not like a one-to-one correspondence with what you're going to see, but it gives you some additional problems to look over and to do. If you feel you want some extra work, I'm going to hand that out now. Work on that to the end of the period. I also have on Canvas the problems all worked out. If I can find it. So if you go, actually it would be, you go here. Okay, it says practice test. That's just a copy of what I'm giving you. And then it says practice test key. That's everything worked out. Okay, so it gives you that. Also, since this is a test and I do count, I'll do a Google Meet tonight if anybody wants to. We've had anywhere from about 10 to 15 on those. I'll do it at 9 o'clock. So if you're available, and you want to hop on again, the only thing I do is answer questions. I do not go over the content. And if nobody has any questions, we just kind of sit there and look at each other. Which is fine. I can do that. Do not do the marked off on there. I'll put that back up there because these were a couple problems we didn't cover exactly in the way that they presented them. So I wouldn't want you to try to do those. You get confused, agitated. So skip 11, 15, 16, and 20. Oh, I do need to tell you one thing. Almost forgot. For number 819, and this is they do a problem in the book, so they're assuming you know this, but I'm going to have to tell you the half-life of carbon-14 is 5,700 years. So you can't do that one without that. So the half-life of carbon-14 is 5,700 years. Okay, so that's why you got to have that. All right, but other than that, we should be good.
For you to review.